Alright, you YouTube nerds. I got so much shit going on over here, I don't even know what's going on, what's happening, or what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, so check it out. New updated version of the Schecter Hellraiser C1. This would be the Tone Pros Tunematic style bridge. No Floyd Rose. This is actually the first Hellraiser I've had that has not had a Floyd Rose bridge. So the only good thing about that is it's a little easier to intonate, even though I actually haven't done it yet. But I picked this up locally from a guy that had no idea how to set up a Schecter. And he was basically frustrated with it, and I said, look man, I'll buy it off you and go from there. So anyway, the main point here is I kind of wanted to do some talking points on why would you spend the extra money on something like this as opposed to, let's say, a C1 Platinum, right? Some people call it a C6 Platinum. It's actually a C1. Anyway, and that's like one of the biggest questions that I was actually asked by a few people locally. Because at one point I had a C1 Platinum with a Tunematic bridge, and then I've also had that Damien Platinum FR. And we won't get into why I don't have it anymore. Let's just say that bridge, the Floyd Rose specials are just not fun. So anyway, I'm gonna play just a little bit around, play a little around here, do some quick clean tones, some quick high gain tones, and then kind of really dive into why I recommend you, if you should or shouldn't get this over a C1 Platinum. Okay, so let's dive in here. Let's go with the clean channel, get some clean tones going. I should probably turn my tuner off, because that would help. Okay, hopefully you guys aren't getting a whole bunch of string noise. One can only hope. Okay, so bridge, humbucker mode across the line. Sounds pretty standard, right? Let's no, we'll keep it on humbucker. Neck. Okay, so it's what you would expect from two EMG humbucking pickups. Now let's dive into the coil tap options. Same thing. Middle. Neck. Okay. And I keep the tone all the way up all the time, so I'm not even going to mess with it. Actually, just for the sake of argument. It does what you expect from a tone knob. Okay, so pretty good signal. Let's leave it in coil tap just when I go to high gain real quick. Keep my boost on because it's a zombie and it needs a boost. Drive all the way down, volume all the way up, tone just a little over halfway. We're still in coil tap mode. So really not bad in coil tap, but let's be honest, no one uses high gain in coil tap. Okay, full disclosure, uh, I am incredibly sore. So we did like 6 hours of rehearsals yesterday, and I did a lot of recording for like the last 2 hours. So I'm a little tired. I'm not trying to impress anyone by playing today. That being said, I'm actually I'm gonna stop playing, and I'm gonna talk about why you should consider this or not consider this over maybe a different Schecter model. Okay, so for starters, this goes for this retails new $9.99, right? So just $1 shy of $1,000. All right, and if you compare this to, if you compare it to the C1 Platinum, right? C1 Platinum is has that great satin finish, nice smooth neck. I think the neck might even be a little thinner because of it. Not really sure. And yeah, I mean, that's really about it. That's about all it has over the Hellraiser. Now, where the Hellraiser comes in and shines, I will dare I say outshine the C1 Platinum, is the fact, let's start from the headstock and move up, right? So, Schecter locking tuners on the Hellraiser. C1 Platinum has the Grover tuners, which the Grover tuners are fine if you're using a really good Floyd Rose bridge, right? Because it's like an 18-to-1 or, it's like an 18-to-1 turn ratio on the Grover tuners, which is really nice. I would have liked to see something like that with these. But the locking tuners here, not only do they lock the string in and make string changes easier, they hold tune pretty well. These I dare to say that these hold tune way better than any other C1 Platinum I've played. Now, that being said, I would have liked to see different hardware choices, right? Like different color hardware, like maybe black chrome or just straight gloss black or something, right? Just have the option of different colored hardware on the Hellraiser series. That would have been nice. But aside from that, that's just nitpicking. Okay, so this is already these locker tuners already better than C1 Platinum. Now move down the neck. You have a completely different neck material. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure this is one of them has maple. I don't remember. Anyway, you got different neck material. I'm pretty sure that the frets are the same. Like, I'm pretty sure they're stainless. No, I take that back. They're not. These are stainless. The C1 Platinum is not. Okay, going down the line, or I should say up the line, right? You've got the gloss finish. Why do I even point out the fact that it's a gloss finish? Okay, let's say you take a black Hellraiser, right, and compare it. Let's say it's the same exact color, right? Let's say it's transparent black, right, and you put that against the transparent black C1 Platinum. All right, so the C1 Platinum is great, right? You got that flat finish instead of the gloss covering clear coat, right? Instead of the gloss clear coat. Okay, so that's not actually a good thing because you can wear out a satin finish way quicker than you'll wear out a gloss finish. Okay, so not just that, but the gloss is going to be way easier to clean and keep clean for years and years and years. The C1 Platinums with their flat finish, they don't last. They really don't. It's easy to stain them, especially if you end up getting like a lighter color. Like if you get the white one, good luck. Seriously, good luck. Um, that thing will maybe stay white for a couple of years at the most. So if you're looking for long term, I would actually avoid the C1 Platinum mainly for that reason alone, just while we're talking about finishes. The neck might be smoother because it's gloss free on the Platinum, but I don't recommend it. Okay? Moving further down. This is my favorite thing about the Hellraiser over the C1 Platinum is the fact that it has a blade selector. All right? Blade selectors, not only easier to use in my opinion, but they are way more reliable, right? The toggle switches, they have a tendency to break if you're not careful with them. And a lot of times it's easy for them to get coated in dust on the inside. And it can cause a whole bunch of problems where you try to select the next setting or the next pickup or whatever, and you'll actually get this interference sound for a split second. Personally, I wouldn't want that on stage. So blade selector, already one of the best reasons to consider this over the Platinum. Pickups. This is my only real gripe, okay, with this guitar. It's not really the pickups themselves, but the controls, okay? So I had a C1 Platinum Hellraiser, I had a C1 Hellraiser FR from 2008, a few years back. And the control layout was basically the same, but the volume knobs coincided with the pickup, right? So normally you would have the middle knob here, being the first volume, control the bridge, okay? And then of course you would have the upper knob control the neck, volume-wise, right? So that sounds like a pretty regular thing to me, okay? So watch this, okay? Okay, we're on the bridge. Ah, interesting, huh? So, what does that mean? It means that Schecter listened to quite a few different people, artists that were touring with the Schecter Hellraiser models, and there might have been a couple other models, I'm not sure. But basically their complaints were to Schecter that it wasn't as easy to go from plain to do a quick volume off, right, with that knob here. And because the bridge pickup is arguably the most used pickup, especially when you're playing metal, they wanted to be able to just grab the closest knob, right, and quickly, you know, turn down the volume or turn up the volume, whatever. Personally, I think when they switched that to, I think that was kind of a mistake. I feel like those of us who've been trained a certain way to always use the middle knob for your volume with your bridge pickup, it confused the hell out of me the first time. Okay, that's gripe number one. Gripe number two is the fact that technically, I'll make sure I say this the right way. Technically, it's an 81, EMG 81 TW and an EMG 89 non-TW. Okay, why do I put emphasis on that? Because for some reason, there's a push-pull on both pots. Why? Why is there a push-pull on both pots? And the sound changes as you go from one to the other when you're playing, as you heard earlier when I was playing it. Why isn't there just a quick pull on the volume on the bridge and be done with it? Why is there two? It doesn't make any sense. So that's like my real gripe with this, because some will argue to say that, oh, it adds versatility, but not really, because when you add this much versatility and these many controls, it's confusing in a pinch to the point where it's not even useful. Yeah, you could probably use it on recording, but during live use, I wouldn't even want to try. I wouldn't even want to try messing with both of these and figuring out which one's going to which and which one's going to give me the more volume over the other, and who wants to do that? No one. So that's my real gripe with this. Aside from that, it's a great guitar. I think it's definitely useful in even today, whether you get the 7-string or the 6-string, doesn't matter. All right. So for those reasons that I listed, right, if you were to take a C1 Platinum, change out the tuners, change out the selector, which by the way you can't really do, you don't want to do, and let's say you want to add a push-pull pot with the EMG TW, 81 TW, right? You're looking at probably a little more money than what you would have spent on just getting this, okay? That being said, if you can find a used one of these for, let's say a used one of these in great condition or better, right, or brand new condition, for $700 or $800 or less, you're way better off going with that route instead of buying a brand new C1 Platinum all day. All day. I think the Hellraiser series is still a great guitar, with the exception of the push-pull confusionness going on here. Aside from that, I think this is a great guitar. I think it's way better than the C1 Platinum series. And whether you, like I said, whether you play 6-string or 7-string, doesn't matter. I think they even make an 8-9-string for all I know. But it is definitely still a relevant guitar in 2025. So hopefully that kind of sums everything up for you guys. Like I said, I didn't want to do a lot of playing. It was more about talking, giving you the best talking points I could think of right away. But if you have any questions, if you have any ideas, let me know and leave a comment and we'll go from there.